Wasn't at the meeting?
Okay. Great. So we originally had two public hearings scheduled for tonight. The first one for the Clear subdivision has been adjourned at the request of the applicant until our next meeting on March 5th. The second public hearing we have on the agenda relates to a special permit for a commercial building at 3788 Route 44. And last month's meeting, we classified this as a type 2 action with no further action warranted. And it was referred to the county because of it's in an ag district. Is that why?
And on the
county road.
Yeah.
And on the county road. And so the county has responded that this is a matter of local concern. If the applicant would like to come forward and state their name for the record. And can I also, before that, just get a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion open.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, can you repeat who?
I'm writing it down. I can give it.
Oh, thank you.
Andrew, that was Andrew Nicole.
Okay, Andrew made motion.
Mhm.
Nicole seconded. Thank you.
And I am Dina Siegel Shea.
Hello again.
Hello.
So not everyone was at the last meeting that you attended, so if you could kind of briefly explain.
Sure.
what's-
So there's a commercial property and there are tenants, and we are replacing a tenant who vacated or wanting to replace with new tenants. And the previous tenant was a gunsmith. That's, I guess, a craft. I forget what the designation is.
Craft
but
workshop.
Craft workshop. And the new potential tenants they own a hardwood flooring company, and I guess that is a different
Service business.
service business, thank you. And so we're doing a change of use request. But also for the entire property to make it so that so that both of those two classifications could be used in the future, because we have, multiple rental spaces, and each time we have a new tenant after a lease is up, it would be nice to not have to go through this process every time if they're just.
So, go ahead.
So you're thinking that if you get a special use permit for services, that would cover a number of number of venues, a number of spaces within your facility?
Yes, well, I mean, so we inherited the tenants who are there
Yes,
now,
I understand.
and I'm not clear, I don't think we know whether or not special use permits were ever acquired.
Yeah, I understand that too. Yeah.
Yes, so yes, to answer your question, yes.
Okay.
Erin, is that, because she's the owner of the building, that special use permit would convey with each new tenant?
It runs with the land.
With the
So
land.
technically, they're looking for this flexibility, because it sounds like what's there now is a mix of different craft
Yep.
workshops, right?
Yes,
So craft workshop is pretty much
And
there now
showrooms.
for everybody. It's unclear to us and to the attorney's office if that was ever received a special permit, because that kind of use requires a special permit in this district. So they're just trying to, formalize it now and then have the flexibility to use this service business also in future, because they are changing it's Suite C, I believe,
correct.
to a service business.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's in Mabbittsville, isn't it?
Correct.
This is
So
the property
it's-
across from
yeah.
the old Rollins Garden Place.
Yes, and it's also was once Reed and Briggs agricultural place as well. And then it's gone through generations. It was an architect's office for a while.
Yes,
Jimmy
yes,
Crisp
Jimmy
was
Crisp
in
was
there
so-
for a long time.
So my question is, if it's a Mabbittsville and there are commercial activities allowed in Mabbittsville by right, why does she need a special use permit? Why are we doing this?
Um,
I'm pretty sure it requires it's mixed use, and I think it's
Yeah.
required.
It's required.
mixed use.
It was referred by the
Well,
building
it's
department
question.
too. I mean, the building inspector gave you this advice to come in and get this use allowed by special permit, because right now it's really, doesn't seem to be any record of any
Yeah,
special permit on the property. So, I mean, it's a benefit in having this designation so that you can avoid having to come back numerous times.
it's a benefit for the landowner for sure,
Yeah.
because it goes with the property, so
Right.
it would be something that's of value.
Yeah.
In selling the property in the future.
Yeah. And we were confused a little bit last time because they submitted like a site plan, which is the parking lot showing all these improvements. And that was, they're really not proposing to change anything outside the building at all.
Mhm.
Everything that's there now is adequate for this use. They just wanted to be thorough and they submitted, they thought site plan requirements would apply here. This board determined that, based on the nature of the application, it doesn't really need to go through a site plan review, and the code allows you to do that. That's the resolution that Megan drafted, lays out. So, so that's why they're here now. And the comment memo that we prepared for last month, we trimmed it down significantly to note that a lot of that stuff's not applicable, and to note the county did get back to us. We did type 2 it last month, so.
It sounds like a formalization of what's been occurring on the site
Yes.
for
exactly.
the last 80 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my view, I happen to think it's pretty simple that we should, by all means grant that.
Is there anyone here from the public on this application? Just want to make sure.
We're on Zoom.
Excuse me?
We're on Zoom.
Oh, we're on Zoom. Yeah. Is there anybody on Zoom?
There are a few people that I suspicion that maybe
They're here for the other
that was
matter.
taken on
Yeah.
the
Can they hear us, do we think?
agenda. Yes, I believe so.
Because
I
I'm
can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Is anybody here on Zoom on this application? Wanting to be heard on this application? No. Okay, thank you.
So one thing that I did note in the comments was that we didn't get the ag data statement originally with the application, so I think just having that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
I
okay.
made copies of that, and then there's the map as well.
So it's adjacent to an ag district, so it's required to have this, map prepared showing the owners of the different agricultural parcels, what's happening there.
Are they required
Looks
to
to
be
be
noticed?
complete. I think it's just whoever's noticed for a public hearing normally, it's within 500 feet, right? Is that how you do it? And this is calling out properties within 500 feet. So it's not, I'm pretty sure they all were notified. So that looks good to me.
All right, and then you had just asked, the square footage is 1,400 square feet for that.
Oh, correct.
Particular-
Yeah, we were if you had some information about the size of the space, how many workers, and because that was in my original comments.
And it's 2 employees,
Okay.
and they're open Wednesday and Thursday, 7 to 5. And they only receive maybe 1 delivery a month, that's what they said.
So that's for the news.
That's for the new
Right.
tenants.
So
It's a wood
what's the square
business.
footage of the entire complex or entire facility, do you know?
I don't have it
Okay,
in my mind.
It's about 15,000 square feet, it's big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's big. I think it's 14,700.
Okay,
I don't own it. I'm here on behalf of my
Oh,
father.
okay, all right, all right, that's fine.
It's LLC. But yeah.
any other comments? Questions? Okay, can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved. Second.
Okay. So first question is the file complete here? Like, is this something that
Yes, we'll just have to add the.
the ag?
Yeah, we'll add that to it.
All right, so Megan has prepared a resolution, which she's shared with the board. And has everybody had a chance to read that and we ready to vote on that? Okay,
Yeah,
can I get a motion to adopt?
I'd like
Oh, go ahead.
So Megan, I read through your resolutions, but given that we're looking for a special permit for the whole facility,
Mhm.
is that included in your resolution at this point?
No, the way it reads is as though it's only special permits for Suite C.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I know.
we'll just have to, I'll just make an amendment. Someone on the board will make an amendment to have me change that and, I will.
Why don't you say for the retail?
It's a good
space?
catch.
That was a really good
It'll
catch,
be-
because
it'll
last
be
week
Very
we
good catch,
discussed that.
Richard.
Yeah.
Thank
It'll
you.
be-
They had applied for the
Yeah.
entire facility.
So I'll make that change and then that.
They
will be
had
the
originally
resolution that
done
is
that.
signed,
but
but
Last week's
what you'll be
meeting, we
voting on.
discussed it.
Okay.
And agreed that it better to
Very
just
good.
apply to the whole building, so that they don't have to keep
Okay.
coming back each time they get a new tenant in one of the different units. Okay. And they're getting a combined, it's going to be service and craft workshop.
And that's the meeting last month, or a different meeting between?
No, that was
Oh.
the meeting last.
I thought it was, for some reason, I thought it was just the dual use on the one
Sweet C.
Suite C. Okay.
That's not how I remember
Okay.
the
No, we-
discussion.
we
I wasn't
We did
there
it, we
last
did it,
week.
we
Yeah,
did it.
we
Yeah.
did. We started
Okay.
there and then.
Okay.
the
Yes,
whole
that's how I
building
remember it.
resolution,
Yeah.
How many spaces are there altogether? Tenanted?
Tenanted at the moment, I believe 7 or 6 without the suites.
And they're all fitting into this
Correct.
craft workshop type of use right now.
But that could change in the future. In other words, you can combine 3 spaces to one tenant.
Exactly.
They remove the demising walls and you got a larger space. So
Right.
it's better to just leave it as a one facility.
And you'll have a list of what those special use permits cover,
Mhm.
because there's things specifically lined out that are not included,
Right.
and there are things that are specifically included. And I guess if it's not specifically included, you'd have to probably come back so that, there are some gray areas where there's some direction that the planning board can go, and, given the details of the application. But then there are certain things, that it's very clear, yes, these are allowed, no, these are not allowed.
Right.
And then there's some area that, so you would just have to know what those are and make sure that you're in compliance with that.
I mean, they took the effort to
Yeah.
come in when they had a new tenant to make sure they did their due diligence with the town to see if this was okay. So assuming that continues, if they have a new tenant that has something that doesn't really fit into the definition of craft or service business, that they know that they need to come back and check.
Yep.
I don't know if that's something that we should put in the resolution, but, or if it makes sense to do that, but,
I think by
By law,
operation of law, it would be.
Yeah.
Required.
and they would be in violation if
Required.
if the town was to find out that something was there that wasn't permitted use, there would be a violation and it would come to you anyway to rectify it. So.
Okay, all right. So with that adjustment
Yes.
to the resolution, where now it's going to cover the entire property, can I get a motion to adopt that resolution?
Motion to adopt.
Second? Thank you, all in favor?
All right.
You're all set.
All right, thank you so much. Do you want these copies as well, or?
I think we need
Is
them
that
for
the
the
new-
file.
Is that the latest
It's
application?
just this, no, it's
No,
just the same.
Yeah.
Oh, the
I made
action?
6 copies because.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Just keep-
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
Thank you.
you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you so
very
much. Take care.
So, does anybody have anything else not on the agenda that they want to discuss, bring up?
Are we rescheduled for the following meeting, this clear application, or is it a TBD on date depending?
No,
on
it is just rescheduled for next
Okay.
month, because we still have an open public hearing. And
Right.
they hired counsel and they're going to come back next month.
And does that still keep us within the timeline of?
Yes, I confirmed that with Megan and with Kyle Barnett. As well. Any other? Nope, I don't think so. Okay, can I get a motion to close the meeting? And
Motion to close, please.
I roll.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Can we shut down? Yes.